the film. One of the deals that we have with the team is, high accountability in the areas of max effort and alertness in our system, and then, but then there'll be grace in other areas. If you miss shots, things happen. That's it. But one thing we can't do, and I don't know. It looked like it came a little easy in the first half. It was good stretches of defense, but I didn't see. We weren't connected, and the tape will tell us. So before I go off, I think I know what my eyes saw, but they were touching the paint pretty easy in transition, and then even when we were back and getting to the glass, and that's what they did to Carolina, and I've watched them, and they're doing a good job. They get aggressive, and they got physical guys and tough-minded guys, and they started getting aggressive. They got to the line. We got to the line 4 times. They drew fouls. They were down the floor. They run good stuff. And, then they switched some things up defensively, and we missed some of our shots and struggle a little bit, but you can't give up for us 45 points in the second half and expect to, we still had a chance, but that won't cut it defensively, and we'll just have to go back to the drawing board.
Okay. Mike.
Tony, what did you see, and what was Ted's explanation on the illegal screen on Shedrick?
He said he lifted his hands up, and the screener lifted his arms up. Yeah, we'd love to have had that, because he made it. I don't know if it was there, but would have put us up 1. Again, maybe I don't know if he blew it. I don't know if he shot it after the whistle, but he said that I thought he said he was set, but he said he lifted his hands up. So we'll look at it on film, and again, that's yeah, I'd love to say, that back and forth. No, you give up 46 points, 45 points, and struggle like that. You got to take a look at some other stuff.
Okay, we'll take one in the back, Preston.
Yeah, you just talked about it, that foul there. It seemed like y'all kept bouncing back, and Isaac hit that 3 to tie it, obviously.
Yep.
Just back-to-back calls kind of not going your way. It kind of seemed like maybe the momentum dipped a little after that.
Yeah, sure, the game can come to those things, and but again, I'm not saying we shouldn't have been in that spot, because Pitt's good and they're tough, but I just didn't. It was too easy for them, and if it's too easy for an offensive team, you're not going to beat a good team. You say good teams will destroy poor execution, and that's what it felt like. Our defense wasn't executing well the way it has to be. First things first, you got to get back with all your might and stop the ball and keep it in front. And we just looked stretched, and again, the ball was at the rim in the paint, and you won't beat a lot of people if you do that consistently.
Okay, Jeff.
How would you assess the team's rebounding so far this season, particularly the bigs?
Yeah, our guards out rebounded our bigs. I would look at it. It's got to be a group effort, but you got to go get them. This game not good. So that physical tough play is in the lane. It's on the glass. It's on the floor. It's just taking a stand defensively and doing it. And you can't shy away from that. And that's one thing. Pitt. I told our guys before, we always talk about this is a blue collar game. This is a blue collar town. It's a blue collar team. We try to build our program that way at Virginia. But tonight it looked like the team that chance favors the aggressor, the more aggressive, tough-minded team, and definitely in the second half. We ran some really good action and got good looks and played a nice brand of basketball with some decent stops in the first half, but you have to sustain it. And I didn't think the start of the second half, the end of the first and start of the second, very opposite of our Georgia Tech game, allowed us to, we were kind of playing catch-up.
Okay, Mike, and then we'll take these two in front.
A big part of their success getting to the rim came when Shedrick was on the bench. I know you didn't have Cafaro tonight.
Yeah.
It felt like blue-collar game. That might have been a night.
For sure.
Could have helped.
Yep.
How big, though, was just not having the rim protection that maybe you're used to?
Yeah, we need everyone for sure, and unfortunately we didn't have a physical player in Francisco, but there's I think we had a lot of breakdowns. Everyone did on the floor defensively, and I think that cost us, but. Certainly, you need rim protection if you're gonna play as poor of defense as we did in the second half. Maybe every now and then you can block a few shots and bother stuff, but it's got to happen before it gets in the lane that deep, and that was the issue.
Okay, take one right here.
The
there was about a 10-minute stretch, Tony, where I think it was Kihei was the only person who could score for you all. What was Pitt doing in those moments, and what could you guys have done better to kind of get production from it?
Yeah, again, offense can come and go. You can go through some shooting droughts or scoring droughts, so that's where the defense has to stand. And I know it's probably not the answer you want, but you better tighten it up on defense. I mean, we left some points on the board in the first half too, but they started switching some things off ball. We got some looks, just didn't make them. We had a tough scoring night from Gardner and Vanderplas, and so it was mostly really the guards that were doing most of the scoring. And, we tried a few different rotations, but we're struggling. But they toughened up. They're got more aggressive defensively, switched a little more. And then, some of the ones that were dropping in the first half weren't in the second half. And then they just got whatever they wanted on the defensive end against us.
Okay, we'll take two more.
You all entered this game having won 12 straight against Pitt. After tonight, do you see anything different in this Pitt team that you hadn't seen before?
I'm happy for Jeff. Discouraged about our performance, but I'm happy for Jeff because he's a good man, he's a good coach, and he's been victim to stuff that is troubling in terms of losing players, and just he coaches the right way, and he's got a good, tough team, but he's lost players, whether it's injuries, transfer, other reasons, and they do things the right way. And I respect he and his brother and that staff. Don't know, obviously, many of the players, but he's off to a good start. For his sake, I hope he keeps up with it. And, but we got to look in the mirror and keep trying to find ways. But I didn't know we had won 12 in a row. And, it stings because this one, if we just would have tightened the defense up, I think could have been there for us.
Okay, last one, Mike.
Good, Tony, we won't see you before Syracuse. You had some success against Georgia Tech zones with Kihei in the high post. I think we're used to using a bigger player in that
Yep.
spot. Does that help prepare you at all for this challenge?
Hopefully, Syracuse zone's a little unique, and they're really good. We've used Kihei, I think, in the past against their zones, sometimes in there too, but you just have to have good attacks. But you better tighten up the defense, or it won't matter.